Today we look at what we have actually posted in the cost centers KE5Z. Record type 0, controlling area is IMCO. Okay, IMCO. Period will be 1, 2025. Fiscal year is 2025. Execute. And it should show us the line items that we have posted. This is USD, which is controlling area currency. We can change the layout. The layout here that we have built and saved is this one: profit center, cost center. Our cost centers are being shown here. Some of the amounts are falling in the dummy area because this cost center had no profit center, so by default it goes into dummy. Reposting. This functionality is used to simplify financial postings for FI user. It can post to common cost center. Now this is the common cost center here. If the amount belongs to multiple cost centers, later the cost accountant can transfer the amount to individual cost centers without having impact on financial posting. In this transaction, will be a CO document is generated. So we go and check into KB11N. So without going through the FI route, we bypass it, and within internally in the controlling, we'll pass on the entries. Up to the cost and accounting center, the actual posting, manually posting, enter. Extra menu, set controlling area. Controlling area is going to be IMCO. Okay. And these are the amounts that we will transfer from 2000 to the cost center, which is these ones. Okay. Okay. All right. So as extra menu, set controlling area, IMCO 01.01 2025 01.01 2025. Okay. Cost center old is 2000. Cost element is 400, 500. Amount is 12,000. Cost center new is 1001. You can also post quantities 2000. Okay. 400, 500. 10,000. 1002. 400, 500. Amount is 14,000. 1003. 4,600. 400. 600. 400. 600. 2,000. 2,000. And we have 3,000. 3,000. 3,000. 101. 2, 3. Okay. Was ignored by the system. Okay, we post it, and it will get transferred from 2000 to these cost centers. Okay, transferring from 2000 to 101, 102, 103, and document is posted on 901. This is posted. Okay. Now, display cost center report and gives me one. KSB1 cost center group is pod 01. Cost center is 2000. Okay. Execute. It will show us the prod group, which is 101, 102, 103, and whatever the landed amounts are, it will be shown over here 3,000, 14,000. That will just actually transfer 3,000, 12,000, 11,000. Okay, 10,000. Sorry. We go back and we check on 2,000. 2,000. Execute. And over here we see 12,000, 10,000, 14,000, 3,000, 3,000, 3,000. Okay. And this is what has been moved to the cost centers. Now, this is what we have actually just seen it. Okay. Profit center report. A5Z. IMCO. So these are the amounts in controlling area currency. Choose the layout. Pretty simple. And we get all the amounts over here. Okay. Moving forward, at the end of the month, we log the previous month. Okay, fine. That is okay. And OKP1. That's the next step. Fiscal year change period lock actual plan. Actual. So we can lock it from here. Okay. We're not locking it. We will check it and then we'll lock it from here and then save it. We're not doing it. I'm just showing the process. Okay. Just keep that in mind. Logging transaction, keep the cursor transaction. Okay, fine. I've already shown that. Allocations. Now, allocations, basically, these are very important part of your FICO career. Periodic allocations are done for planning data at the beginning of the month. Posting date will be first day. Periodic allocations are done for actual data at the end of the period. So, periodic allocations for planning data goes at the beginning and the start, while the actual data goes at the end, because after the production is done, operations is done, then of course you would know what are the actuals. Following periodic allocation methods are available in SAP. They can be used for allocating both planned and actual costs. So we have periodic allocations, distribution, periodic processing, assessment, and indirect active vertical allocations. Now, these are four types of cost distribution methods that are available. Some are direct, some are indirect, some are within the controlling area, some actually fall between various modules. Okay. Direct activity allocation is used for recording actual quantities of activity types. Now, activity is packing or stitching or holding or quality inspection. These are activity types, the thing that a labor actually does. This allocation happens as and when activity type is consumed by the object. Object is your material, your production order, your cost center. So this is not a periodic allocation. KB11N is the T code. Okay. So let's reflect a little bit on these allocations. This is used for allocating primary costs that are landing from FI, from the finance side. Primary cost elements are used. Primary cost elements are GLs from the FI side. Detailed breakup at cost element level is available. Used for plan and actual cost. Detailed analysis available at sender and receiver cost center. So distribution is pretty much transparent. Used if center cost center is important for cost analysis, creates more number of line items. Periodic reposting is similar distribution where primary costs are allocated, primary cost elements are allocated, detailed breakup is available. This is only used for periodic, used for actual, not plan. Analysis available at receiving cost center only. Okay, actuals are only reflected at cost center. Used if sender is just a cost collector, that we've just seen previously. Used just to simplify account assignments, like common cost centers, creates less number of items. So what we did with KB11N was reposting. Assessment used for allocating primary and secondary. Secondary cost elements are used, which has category assessment. Data is summarized on assessment element level, used for plan and actual cost. So assessment is for plan and actual, same like distribution. Indirect, used for allocating activity type like man hours, machine hours. Secondary cost element, internal allocation. Category internal allocation is used. Data is summarized on allocation cost element level, used for plan and actual cost. Okay, I hope that is clear. Cost centers that will be used, we'll have to make all of these. Okay, assessment cost center cafeteria is like other cost centers as shown in following table. Allocation method is assessment. So statistical key figure, that is the measurement unit, number of employees will be the criteria. So cafeteria charges will be allocated based on number of employees. Cost center cafeteria itself have 5 employees. Center cost center is cafeteria. That receiving cost center will be 101, 102, 103, and so on. Number of employees will be the measurement units based on which cafeteria will send it to and distribute it along to the receiving cost centers. To simplify FI postings, we use cost collector centers, and that is done as periodic repostings. The electricity charges are used as SKF, which is statistical key figures with a technical name for measurement units. Okay, based on these units, sender cost center will send the rent based on electricity charges to these receiving cost centers. As simple as that. Distribution. Cost center plant admin takes care of 3 production cost centers. Costs like salaries, admin department, stationery, vehicle maintenance are recorded in the cost center. At period end, we allocate. At period end, only actuals are done. We allocate all costs to 3 production cost centers using allocation method distribution. Salaries are allocated based on number of employees in receiver cost centers. Stationery charges, vehicle maintenance are allocated based on percentage basis. So number of employees for salaries, while stationery charges, vehicle maintenance, travel expenses based on percentages. So these are all your units of measurement. Indirect activity. Cost center quality control gives quality check to 3 production cost centers. So activity type testing hours are allocated to 3 production cost centers. Quantity of testing hours is allocated based on number of tested items. So testing hours is how many items were counted. Based on that, hours will be extracted. So that's why it's indirect activity. Allocated activity type is testing hours, and allocation basis is unit of measurements, test items based on which you extract hours and then allocate it. So that is indirect activity. Okay. Direct activity allocation, cost centers, plant man gives maintenance services to production cost centers. The activity type is maintenance hours, allocated production cost centers, quantity of maintenance hours recorded in the receiving cost centers when the service is consumed. Allocated activity type is maintenance hours. Allocation method is direct activity allocation. Allocation by assessment. Statistical key figures. Now, this is measurement unit is used as basis to allocate cost from one cost center to another. If total number of employees in the third cost center, 3 cost centers, 300. Cafeteria charges are to be shared between 3 cost centers based on number of employees. Unit of measurement is the number of employees at these cost centers, and then center will send it. Cost recorded cost center cafeteria by financial postings, and this is what is cost is incurred. Formula used for allocation number of employees by total number of employees into total amount, and then it is for cost center, for every cost center, it is then allocated. As simple as that. Okay, so this is the breakup. Sending cost amount goes through secondary cost element, cafeteria charges. Based on number of employees, it is then distributed. Okay, as simple as that. So we will create a cost center, which is 104. Okay. 104, cafeteria, allocation cost center. I hope this server is not down. because of not using it. Hierarchy area profit center will be blank. Okay. And then create number ranges interval for business transaction RKS and RKIU. So okay. So P code KANK. Oh no. First of all, we create that K01, K01, LAP9, more extras, subcontrol area, MCO. Cost center is 100401. Master data, allocation. Cost center allocation. Allocation. Hierarchy area will be the same. No profit center save. It will give us a warning. Just press enter. It will just go away and it will be created. Okay. Kank. 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 Change group. RKS. Control F. RKS. Statistical key figures. And assign element to group. IMCO. RKIU. Actual overhead assessment. Something to group. Okay. Now if we want to see whether it is assigned or not, this is our IMCO. RKS, statistical key figures, RKIU, actual overhead assessment. Save. And that has been saved. And thank you very much for today. We'll be back again with the next one. Stay tuned.